Lorén Spears English mean Nahayagatsak Nahansak, Kanupiam Aki Nahayagatsak. And so what I said to you in the Narragansett language is I said hello, Askowi Kwasin, and I said that my traditional name is Makasini Pashao, or what you might know as the lady slipper. You can pass that along so that everyone can see it. So the moccasin flower or the lady slipper, and that's my traditional name. It was gifted to me by my grandmother. As an adult, I actually had a different name as a child, which was Tahoma, which meant child of understanding. And a lot happened in my lifetime, and I will say it is my lovely Aunt Paula here, with two tribal elders here that I would like to recognize. Her son, her youngest son, and I used to get into a lot of mischief. And there's a very long story, which I can't tell today, or the whole hour would be that, on how I got the name Moccasin Flower, but it started when I was about 5. And so they've always been very special in my life, and so eventually I got the name. And I also said to you that I am Narragansett Niantic, and for those of you that don't know, in about 1675, after King Philip's War, the Narragansett and Niantic merged into one people, actually merging into the Niantic people, and then over time became known as the Narragansett people, and are the only federally recognized tribe in the state of Rhode Island. I'm going to sing a song for you, and it is a song that was taught to me actually by Alasikatau a long, long time ago when I was a child. And when we had Nulituan School at Tomaquag Museum, we took a contingency of kids to Washington, D.C., to the National Museum of the American Indian, and did a very amazing virtual exhibit project. And Ella and Dawn Dog were the two tribal elders that went with us to give us their wisdom to the kids and to myself so that we could do this project. And when we were there, she sang the song again. And I said to her, I remember that song from when I was really little. And so she made me practice it a few times until I knew it again. So, because songs get lost if people don't pass them down. So I sing them and share them with my kids, my nieces and nephews and so forth, which I have over 30, I think it's 32 nieces and nephews and 10 great nieces and nephews right now. So it's a large family. So we want to pass those down. And you think they're not listening, but it's amazing. Sometimes we're riding in the car and they just start singing something and you're like, oh, I didn't know you knew that. So this is a very beautiful song that is very near and dear to me. And it's especially special because the words literally mean we dwell here. And when you think about this landscape that we think of as Rhode Island, or any of these indigenous spaces and the indigenous people from those places, our ancestors are here. our lifeways stem from this landscape, and literally who we are comes right up out of the landscape. So this is the song. You know how we can, you know how we can, you know we can, way on a weekend. Way up, way up, way up, way This is a lovely deer bird. Doesn't that look pretty? When I wear it, I always get it like this. But I fail. My ancestors would not wear it like this. In modern world, we're all about what looks pretty. Are we in vogue or what? So, but in reality, we would do this. Why do you think we would wear it like this when it isn't very pretty this way? What's the reason? Any ideas? Yes. Good idea. Yeah.
The furs touching you.
And what does that do for you? Makes you so much warmer. So in the modern American world, most of the time when you see someone wearing moccasins, if I wore them out in February in 10-degree weather, my toes would be falling off. Because I haven't lined them with fur. I'm just, wearing them for my social gatherings, for my ceremonies, for powwows and coming to places like this to give you a little cultural experience. I'm not wearing them to keep warm. I'm wearing them because they're culturally appropriate. If I needed them to be warm, my leggings would be made with this whole hide with the fur inside. My moccasins would be multi-layered and have all the fur inside. My skirt would have the fur inside. I would be warm and toasty. I always say to people, what? They're like, well, you died every winter because you froze to death. I'm like, huh? Why do you think we lived here for thousands upon thousands of years if every winter all our people died? It doesn't make any sense. But it's because TV shows us something that is confusing. When you watch movies, I'm going to challenge you. The next time an Indian movie comes on, and I'm talking about, not really an Indian-made movie, but a movie that's kind of pre-1980, and even sometimes post-1980, sad as that is. The Indian in the winter is a very glamorous-looking woman. She's got long, flowing hair. Her arm is completely exposed to the elements, yet it's a blizzard. Her leg is sticking out ever so gently with her graceful arch of her thigh, I don't know. Something completely foolish. And she's not dressed appropriately. Every movie you watch, the native person, male or female, is half dressed in a blizzard. We didn't do that. We didn't survive for thousands upon thousands of years doing that. So sometimes media gives us really false impressions, and we don't even realize we're carrying on the insanity of it because we just haven't thought it through. So our ancestors would have worn deer fur, bear, moose, caribou, all kinds of animal furs, rabbit, you name it, for your children. Obviously rabbit's a small piece. Anyone have a guess what this fur might be? What do you think? Did someone have a guess? I couldn't hear.
Zebra.
Bearfur. You know, that's probably, I have to tell you, that's the number one guess I get. The number one guess I get is Bearfur. And you know, for all the grown-ups, I'm not so smart. I always ask the kids this question. Am I bigger or smaller than a bear? I usually get the wrong answer for that. And I try to tell them bears weigh, even small bears, thousands of pounds. And I don't, thankfully. And so this is not a bear, but it kind of has the same silky look of a bear. And I think you said what it was. Can you say? What was it?
Is it beaver?
It is beaver. So the museum's name is Tomaquag Museum, where I work, and who is co-sponsoring this lovely art exhibit and is participating in this program. And Tomaquag means beavers in the Narragansett language. It was originally founded in Tomaquag Valley, which is a hamlet inside the village of Ashley, inside the town of Hopkinton, so New England of us. And you know, it's often referred to as the place of the beavers. And so Tomaquag means beavers, and this was a gift to our museum because that's what our name means. And years ago, not too long ago, our logo and mascot used to be the beaver, but it confused everybody, so they thought we were a beaver museum instead of an Indigenous museum. So we rebranded. So 21st century of us to do rebranding. If I say yo ho, you say
Yo ho!
wee ha,
Wee ha!
yo liane,
Yo, Yane.
hamba,
Hamba.
hamba,
Hamba.
hamba jimada.
Hamba. Jimada.
So wee ha,
Hamba.
hamba jimada,
Hamba. Jimada.
hamba jimada.
Hamba. Jimada.
Hare,
Hare.
hare,
Support this and other great podcast content at our Patreon page, www.patreon.com/artways. Tomaquag Arts programs are sponsored by the Rhode Island State Council on the Arts. Investment in arts and culture. Music presented by Eagle and Hawk. www.eagleandhawk.com.